Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to tell you the most humiliating and painful story I've ever lived. A story that destroyed my 5-year marriage and revealed a dark side of the fitness industry that you wouldn't even imagine exists. I discovered that my husband was having an affair with a famous fitness influencer with over 1 million followers who uses a very specific strategy to seduce married men through Instagram. And the worst part, I have all the conversations, all the intimate photos she sent him, and I'm going to show you exactly how these influencers operate to ruin marriages and families. Stay until the end, because I'll reveal her name and show the evidence that will make you understand how seemingly empowered women can be emotional predators. If you could leave a like to help me with the algorithm, I'd really appreciate it, because this story needs to be told to warn other women. My name is Carla, I'm 31 years old, and I've been married to Bruno for 5 years. He's 33 and works as a civil engineer. We always had a strong marriage, a relationship built on trust and companionship. We live here in Sao Paulo, have a peaceful routine, and until 6 months ago, I believed we were one of those couples who would grow old together. Bruno has always been dedicated to work, responsible, affectionate with me, and never gave me any reason to suspect anything. He's always been into fitness, careful with his diet and physique, but he's never been obsessed with social media. He even criticized people who constantly posted workout and diet content on Instagram. That's why it was so shocking to discover what was really happening behind the screen of his phone. It all started about 7 months ago when Bruno decided to take fitness more seriously. He said he wanted to gain muscle mass, improve definition, and began following some fitness profiles on Instagram for workout and nutrition tips. At first, I thought it was completely normal. I even encouraged it. I told him to follow profiles that genuinely provided valuable information with educational content about exercises and nutrition. And that's how he started following Melissa Santos, a fitness influencer with over 1 million followers, known for posting intense workouts, healthy recipes, and a lot of motivational content. She had a sculpted body, always posted photos in tight gym clothes, had standard beauty that drew attention, and promoted an apparently empowering message about self-esteem and personal achievement. In the first few months, Bruno really changed his habits. He trained harder, improved his diet drastically, tried the supplements she recommended in her stories, and even adjusted his workout schedule to follow her live sessions about fitness. I thought it was positive. He seemed more energetic, confident, with higher self-esteem. But at the same time, I began noticing behavioral changes that made me uncomfortable. He spent a lot more time on his phone, always watching her stories, commenting on posts, constantly sharing her content. When I asked what he was doing, he said he was studying workouts or checking diet tips. What really caught my attention was when he started using terms and expressions she used in her videos. Phrases like focus, strength, and faith. There's no limit when you believe in yourself. Your body is your temple. Things that were never part of his vocabulary before. It was as if he was absorbing not only her training advice, but her entire personality and life philosophy. Even stranger, he began subtly criticizing my body. He would say I could take better care of myself, that every woman should have the discipline to work out, that a healthy body reflects a healthy mind. Comments that hurt because they disguised comparison with her physique as concern for my health. Things got even stranger when he started receiving Instagram notifications at very specific times. Every time she posted, his phone would immediately beep. I discovered he had activated all notifications for her profile, posts, stories, lives, reels, everything. When I asked why he needed to be notified of every single post from a fitness influencer, he got defensive, saying it was so he wouldn't miss important workout content. But what workout content actually needs instant notifications? It didn't make sense. The turning point happened 3 months ago on a Friday I'll never forget. Bruno went out drinking with friends and came home much later than usual, slightly intoxicated. He left his phone charging in the living room and went straight to take a shower. The phone kept beeping with notifications, and one of them previewed a direct message that made my blood run cold. It was a message from Melissa Santos, and the preview read, "Thank you for the special care you always show. The rest was cut off, but it was enough to trigger all my internal alarms." An influencer sending direct messages to my husband, thanking him for special care? This wasn't normal. When Bruno came out of the shower, I casually asked if he had ever talked directly with that influencer he was following. He visibly got nervous, stammered a little, and said, "Sometimes she responds to comments on my stories, but it's nothing serious." His reaction was so suspicious it confirmed my worst fears. That night, I couldn't sleep properly, thinking about what could be happening, questioning whether I was being paranoid or if something was really wrong. The following week, I started observing him more closely. I noticed that whenever he received certain Instagram notifications, he would check his phone with a different, almost anxious expression. Worse, he started hiding the phone screen whenever I came near, a behavior he had never exhibited in 5 years of marriage. Whenever I commented about the fitness influencer he followed, he would quickly change the subject or get irritated, saying I was making a big deal out of nothing. Then I made the hardest decision in our relationship. I was going to find out the truth. On a Tuesday, when Bruno left for work and forgot his phone charging at home, I decided to check his messages. What I discovered completely changed my perspective on influencers, my marriage, and how some women operate on social media to destroy relationships. When I opened his Instagram and checked the direct messages, I found an extensive conversation with Melissa Santos that had been going on for over 2 months. And these were not conversations about workouts or diet. They were extremely intimate, seductive, manipulative messages. She had used a very specific strategy to win him over, one I later discovered she uses with several other married men who follow her profile. Her first messages seemed innocent. She thanked him for the kind comments he always left on her posts, said he seemed special, different from other followers. She claimed to feel an energetic connection with people who truly understood her fitness philosophy. But quickly, the conversations turned very personal and intimate. She began asking about his personal life, our marriage, whether he felt fulfilled, if he felt he had a partner who truly supported and admired him. She cleverly planted seeds of doubt about our relationship, saying things like, "It's so rare to find a dedicated man like you who takes care of himself, who has discipline. Not every woman appreciates that." Or, "It must be hard to stay motivated when your partner doesn't share the same healthy lifestyle goals." Bruno, who had always been confident but with some insecurities, began opening up to her about frustrations he never shared with me. He said he sometimes felt I didn't fully appreciate his effort at the gym, that I didn't understand the importance of his fitness lifestyle, that he wished for a partner more aligned with his new goals. And she, of course, positioned herself as the woman he deserved. She sent messages like, "You deserve someone who admires you completely, who sees the amazing warrior you are," or, "I imagine it's so rewarding to train alongside someone who truly understands your dedication." She was literally planting the idea that I was not the right woman for him, that he deserved someone like her. What shocked me the most was discovering she had sent intimate photos. Not explicit nudes, but very sensual photos in bikinis or lingerie, always claiming she was showing training results or sharing fitness achievements. Along with these photos were double-meaning messages like, "These results are for special people like you, who truly understand dedication," or, "I wish you could see up close what focus and discipline can achieve." Bruno responded passionately, praising her body in ways he never praised mine, even after 5 years together. He said she was perfection in human form, a total inspiration. Any man would be lucky to have a woman like her. She fed his ego, saying he was special, unique, that she felt a unique connection with him. The most devastating discovery was reading a conversation where she asked if he was happy in our marriage, and he replied, "I'm grateful for Carla, but sometimes I feel we are too different now. She doesn't understand this new phase of my life. With you, I feel more understood, more admired." She replied, "This is what happens when people evolve. Not everyone can keep up with our journey of personal growth." Reading that felt like a slap in the face. 5 years of marriage, unconditional support, building a life together, and he was questioning everything because of a woman he barely knew who probably sent the same messages to dozens of other married men. The most devastating discovery was when I found messages arranging meetings. She visited Sao Paulo periodically for fitness events, workshops, photo sessions, and whenever she came, they met. Bruno made excuses for me, saying he would stay late at work, go out with friends, have commitments, but in reality, he was meeting her in hotels, gyms, and restaurants. In the messages, She described these encounters seductively. She said it was amazing being near him, how she felt incredible chemistry, and how she wanted to explore the connection they had built. Bruno responded the same way, saying those meetings were the best moments of his week, that he felt a passion he hadn't felt in years. What made me even angrier was realizing she did this completely strategically. She mentioned other, special friends in different cities, always married men, always loyal followers. She literally maintained a network of extramarital relationships with her fans, using her fame and influence to feed male ego and destroy marriages. I also discovered a pattern. She always chose married men going through a physical transformation, men improving their fitness and self-esteem, but insecure about whether their wives truly admired their progress. She exploited that vulnerability to position herself as the woman they truly deserved. When I confronted Bruno with the evidence, his reaction was exactly what I expected. Initial denial, then minimization, and finally trying to blame me. He said he wasn't doing anything wrong, that it was just a special friendship, that I was invading his privacy and being jealous for no reason. He said it was my fault for not taking an interest in his new fitness phase, for not giving the support and admiration he needed. But when I showed him the intimate photos she had sent, read the seductive messages they exchanged, confronted him with the lies about secret meetings, he couldn't deny anything anymore. That's when his mask completely fell. He confessed he was emotionally confused, had fallen for her, and felt he couldn't be the best version of himself with me anymore. And that's when I made the hardest decision of my life. I ended my marriage. I could no longer trust him, couldn't accept that he threw away 5 years for a woman clearly manipulating him, likely doing the same to dozens of other men. Most importantly, I couldn't accept that he blamed me for a betrayal that was 100% his choice. But I didn't stop there. I decided to investigate the influencer more deeply and discovered even more disturbing things. I found social media profiles of other women telling very similar stories, women whose husbands or partners had affairs with her, always following the same pattern, exploiting men's physical transformation phase to seduce them and destroy their relationships. I even found a lawyer organizing a lawsuit against her for alienation of affection, claiming the influencer deliberately seduced her husband to intentionally destroy the marriage. And when I realized this wasn't just happening to me, that it was a systematic pattern of behavior, I decided I couldn't stay silent. That's why I'm sharing this story with you. It's not about revenge. It's about warning other women about how certain influencers operate, using fame and influence to manipulate married men and destroy families. It's also about warning men how easily they can be manipulated by women who know exactly which buttons to push to feed male ego. If you know someone who might be going through a similar situation, share this video. Women, if you notice strange changes in your partner's behavior after he starts following fitness influencers, pay attention to the signs I described. And men, if you're watching this, remember, an influencer sending intimate messages, seducing you, and making you question your relationship isn't interested in you as a person. She's interested in the ego boost, validation, and power she gets from destroying others' relationships. Leave a like if the story served as a warning, comment if you've experienced something similar, and subscribe because I'll continue exposing toxic influencer behavior that uses fame to harm others. And remember, your relationship is worth far more than the validation of any famous influencer.